Okay, that part is completed with minimal bloodshed. There was some. I do still need to trim off this part hanging off the edge here, pardon the shadow, and also pardon the wind. It's very windy today. I'm trying to talk in between wind gusts. We'll see how we do. So need to trim off that metal, and then I can work on trying to level this little area where the bench is going to go, and then I'm going to start trying to figure out how deep this end needs to be. Probably found that big rock under there. That'll probably go in my garden bed because that's a nice big rock. And a lot of this I'll probably have to wait for my husband to help me because there's going to be a lot of heavy lifting and he's at work today. So anyway, if nothing else, I got that part done. But let's see what else we can get done today. Good morning. Today is Saturday, March 1st. This is as far as I got yesterday. The bench is leaning forward a little bit. That'll allow rain to drain off of the seat, so that's okay. I had this old mailbox from a previous address that I'm just using for small things. I had previously seen this idea on Pinterest, but then Steph on Hooked and Rooted had also mentioned it as a garden tip, and so I'm going to be painting it eventually. So last night over supper, discussing the garden with my husband, and we decided instead of doing an L shape, we're going to do a U shape, bring it out a little further, and have the Vigo garden bed in the middle. And of course, then there's the bench, and then this is the flower bed. So the flower bed will end here, or somewhere around in there. This will be the pathway in, where it's not as sloped. All this will get filled with dirt, mulch, whatever. Mulch to walk on. This will be the walkway. There'll be little maybe pots over on this back side. But this will be the veggie garden, and then that way, if we do a U shape, that'll contain all the filler. So anyway, I've got to pick a level spot on the fence to know where to build the back part up to, and go from there. It's pretty chilly out here this morning, but I wanted to get out here and get started. So here we go. Okay, I just got done marking out the slope. I started down here. Hopefully you can see my little pieces of tape. I don't know if they're showing up at all, but anyway, I started down here. There, now you can see them, the little pieces of tape, and level all the way across to where you can see down here we only have about 2 feet of fence left. That's an awful lot of, I need to measure. We were going to do this out of cinder blocks, but I don't think we have that much cinder blocks to even do one row across the back there and across the back here and then back up again, let alone, kind of doubling up to make the flower beds out of the cinder blocks. So I'm going to go show my husband what we're working with and see if he wants to pivot and go with wood instead of cinder blocks, or maybe a combination of the two. Well, we're pivoting from cinder blocks to building a deck. We're out here on the top of our property, which has a really good bird's eye view of a lot of stuff. And my husband had bought some 6x6 pressure treated lumber for another project of his. There's our shop, garage, and the back of our house. And he is donating it to the garden. So we're going to build a 10 by 16, 10 by 10, whatever. We're going to build a deck where we'll have the bench and a little table and 2 chairs, and I'll be doing a container garden this year. So thank you, honey. Okay, last update on this weekend garden fiasco. So we're going to do, it's 10 feet across the back, and I think it's maybe, I don't know, 12, 16 feet to this post. So the idea, the deck will start low here, be about ground level here, It'll go out straight across to whatever height that ends up being. The posts will go up, and there'll be a railing around the deck, and so the deck will come out, and of course we'll just step up onto it here, and we'll just step up onto it here, and then on that side we'll have steps down into the lower driveway so I can access the faucet from here. And then this doesn't slope as much, so I'll eventually, and then over in that corner is where I'm going to do the St. Francis bed. So eventually there'll be a bed there, there'll be a bed along here, probably just stacked on the back, maybe 2 or 3 cinder blocks high with 1 cinder block, level out here, and then we just fill that in with a garden bed, and that's not as much of a drop off as this part. This is the biggest drop off in our yard. So that's the plan right now. We'll have a 10 by 12, 16 deck. Just out here, I'll have my storage bench on it. We'll have a little table and 2 chairs, and then I'll have containers from container gardening. And then next year, veggie bed, I guess. We're pivot. That's where we're at. So thanks for watching.